In this video, we're going to take a look at an advanced personalization using the Logic Hop Gravity Forms add-on and Gravity Forms. This came in from a question from a Logic Hop customer where they were looking to build out a member validation tool. So let's take a look at the sample form. And what we have is this member form here, and it's asking us a question, are you a member, yes or no? If we say no, we're just displaying a message that says, sorry, you're not eligible. And if we say yes, we go one level deeper and we're asking if they're a college, undergraduate, or graduate student. So if they're a college, you do need to select your college, and you can select A, B, or C, or not listed. Now if your college is not listed, you're not an eligible member. If you select any of these other options, A, B, or C, you are eligible. Similarly, if you go to undergraduate, not listed, does the same thing, A, B, or C, you are eligible. Also for graduate, not listed, ineligible, A, B, or C, you are eligible. So let's take a look at the form and see how we've built this out. In the form, we have our drop-down fields, member. This is very straightforward. It just has a yes and no options. Then our level of study. We open this up and it has our college, undergraduate, graduate options. And then important to this is in the advanced settings, we have enable conditional logic. This is built into Gravity Forms. And we are showing this field if all of the following match, if member is yes. So this only appears when member is selected to yes. Now we get a little bit more complex, and with each of the college, undergraduate, and graduate, we have our options. This is required. And under advanced, we have enable conditional logic. And this is show this field if all of the following matched. Level of study is college, and similarly, we've done that for undergraduate. Level of study is undergraduate, and graduate. Level of study is graduate. So these are appearing only when the level of study is selected. Now this is the special part that we're going to use in Logic Hop. We have an HTML content element for ineligible, undergraduate eligible, college eligible, and graduate eligible. And let's take a look at how these are working. So if I open this up, it has that text that says, sorry, you are not eligible. And this is very important. We're going to use this later on. We have the custom CSS class ineligible. We're going to use this to look and see if this is displayed. Under advanced, we are showing this if any of the following match. Member is no. College is not listed. Undergraduate is not listed. Graduate is not listed. So any of those are going to display this ineligible field. For undergraduate eligible, we have our yes, you are eligible, and then under appearance, we have CSS class eligible. And then under advanced, we are showing this if the member has been set to yes, and undergraduate is not unselected, so that means select one is showing, and it's not listed. Similar for college eligible, our appearance, we have that same CSS class eligible, and advanced, member is yes, college is not, select one, college is not listed. And for graduate, we're doing the same thing. Let's take a look at that. The CSS class is eligible. Advanced is show this field if all of the following matched. Member is yes, graduate is not, select one, graduate is not listed. So this is pretty straightforward in terms of Gravity Forms conditional logic. Now let's take a look at how we're going to set our conditional logic with Logic Hop. First, I'm going to jump in and take a look at a goal that I've created. This goal is the user is eligible. So simply user is eligible. This is our goal slug, user is eligible. And we're going to use this in JavaScript with the Gravity Forms to be able to set this goal on the fly for the user. Next, we have a condition, and this is a Logic Hop condition, and it's asking the question if the goal during all visits, user is eligible, is completed. So that means if that goal has been set or triggered for the individual user, we can consider that they are eligible users because that goal has been completed. And here on our page, it's very simple. We have our Gravity Forms shortcode. We are using Ajax equals true, so the Ajax mode. And then I have a section of JavaScript code. Now it's important for me to note that I would probably never include my JavaScript inline in the page like this. I'm just doing this because it's easier to show what's happening. You could include it in any of your standard plugins or within your theme. So what this JavaScript is doing is it's using jQuery. So this is just the document ready function. And then we are using the Gravity Forms hook, gform post render. And this hook gets called anytime a user clicks submit on that form. So this is going to call this function anytime the user clicks submit. Now it's important to note that the user could click submit and the form could be invalid. So they could just sit there and click the form button. So what we're doing is we're saying submitted is equal to false. So that way we know that by default, the form is not considered successfully submitted. We are going to ask two questions. And our questions are if the HTML element with the CSS class eligible is visible. So we're going to use that to say that the user is eligible. And also we can consider that the form has been successfully submitted at that point, because that HTML block is only displaying if all of those conditions in our form have been met. Also, we are using the ineligible HTML block. So if that block is visible, we can consider that the form has been submitted and the user is ineligible. So what we're doing is we're console logging this out. So we see user is eligible. And then we're also setting this as a logic hop goal. This is the logic hop goal function for JavaScript. And we just pass in that slug. And then we are saying submitted equals true. So we can say, yes, the user has successfully submitted that form. If the user is ineligible, we are going to log that out. User is ineligible, and then we're going to delete that goal. So if somebody comes back and messes with the form again, we can turn that goal off for them. So logic hop goal delete, user is eligible. And then again, submitted equals true. Now, for the sake of testing, I have my if submitted, and then I'm just console logging this out, submitted, and I'm not yet loading a new page. So I'm not yet jumping to our thank you page. So let's go ahead and take a look at this with the JavaScript console open. And here it says member, and I'm going to choose no, sorry, you're not eligible. And then this is when I click submit, and this is when that callback gets called. So user is ineligible and submit it. And you'll see that it says, thanks for contacting us. This is the default message. This is being displayed via Ajax from Gravity Forms. If I reload the page, and I'm going to choose I am a member, level of study, I'm going to choose graduate, and I'm going to choose graduate school B, and then I'm going to click submit. And it's saying user is eligible and we've been submitted. So in order to take this to the next step, let's go ahead to our edit page here. I'm just going to uncomment this, and this will direct us to our member validator thank you page. So I'm going to click update it, and I'm going to go back to this page and reload it. Now I can hide the console, and I'm going to choose member, no, and click submit. And this takes us to our thank you page, and it says, sorry, you are not eligible. Let's go ahead and go back to our member validator form. Member, yes, level study, graduate, graduate school B, and I'm going to go ahead and click submit. And now it says, yes, you are eligible. So let's take a look at this page and see how we're handling this messaging. I'm just going to go ahead and click edit. And we very simply just have conditional logic. So it says, if condition, and these are our logic tags. So the way we added this in was using the logic hop palette, if else, and then I can say if the user is eligible, and that's that condition that we created earlier. So if I click insert, that would insert that code for us again. So that way you can see we can use this anywhere on the site. Now you can also use this in logic hop conditional widgets, you can use it in logic bars, you can use it any number of different ways. I'm just showing one of the simplest ways that you can use this to display these messages as the user navigates around on the site. So I hope this is helpful to see. This again is an advanced personalization technique that we're tying into Gravity Forms and utilizing this to be able to trigger goals and set and unset goals. And that personalization can be carried around the site anywhere that the user goes. So it's super powerful, and I hope this might be something that you can use on your site or give you some other ideas of ways you could use Logic Hop. If you have any questions or you want to see specific tutorials, email us at info@logichop.com.